Well, this is something that I've been saying for quite some time here on the Jets Report by Chat Sports. We are presented by Prize Picks. I'm Mike Geraputo. Connor Hughes came out the other day, said Breece Hall, the Jets plan on using him as their feature back in 2026. Now, I know there's a lot of Isaiah Davis fans out there. There's a lot of Braelon Allen fans out there, but I do think that this is the best thing for the Jets to do. And I think Breece Hall, this upcoming season, is set for a career year. I mean, if we think about Breece, we think about guys like Breece Hall, like Garrett Wilson, really any Jet over the past freaking decade. There are guys that we've seen that are so dang talented to where we know if they were in better situations, they would be putting up numbers among the best players in the National Football League. I think Breece Hall definitely fits under that category. If you're fired up to watch Breece Hall this season, if you're ready for him to break his own records, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up icon. Lord knows that I am more than ready to watch Breece Hall behind this offensive line in what hopefully should be a much better offense in 2026. Make sure to hit that like button. Here's what Connor Hughes had to say about Breece and his potential role in 2026. The Jets gave Breece Hall a contract extension this offseason. That was 3 years, $43 million. And it looks like they plan on featuring him more prominently as their lead back this season. Glenn, going into his first year, made it a point to stress a backfield committee, implying a near even split between Breece, Braelon Allen, and Isaiah Davis. The latter two won't be involved, but it's clear the focus is Hall, then Allen, then Davis. Pretty crazy heel turn. Had Allen not suffered that season-ending injury against the Dolphins, which was on a kick return of all things, there's a very real chance that the Jets would have traded Breece at the deadline. And for Breece, I mean, if we want to take a look at what his workload was last season, just the 243 carries, but that was 11th in the National Football League. But I think about Breece, and if the team is better in 2026, I think that workload is going to go a hell of a long way up this upcoming season. Let's take a look at what Breece has done throughout his Jets career so far. And honestly, like, we were going through these graphics before the show, this is one that always kind of upsets me, right? Because I think we know, like, as I said, as Jets fans, like, there are guys that are a lot more talented than their numbers have shown. For Breece Hall, last season, in what was a brutal offense, Brady Cook, Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, 1,400 total yards, got in the end zone 5 times. And I would think in 2026 that the Jets should be having the ball on offense more, right? Like, I don't want to be, I never want to be like, this is going to happen for the Jets this year, because I've been burned a few times in the past, kind of making these declarations about my favorite football team, but we should have a better offense in 2026. The defense should be a lot better, meaning the Jets should have the ball more, meaning the Jets won't be trailing as much, meaning Breece Hall will get a hell of a lot more work in 2026. And I do want to take a look back to what Jonathan Taylor did under Frank Reich, his 3 seasons with the Colts, and at least 3 seasons under Frank Reich with the Colts. And for Taylor, obviously you see the workload is a hell of a lot more than what Breece Hall has gotten so far throughout his entire Jets career. The 17.5 carries a game, almost 90 yards, and he's scoring in just about every game he plays. And for Breece, like, those are pretty pedestrian numbers, aren't they? And we know Breece Hall is a hell of a lot more talented than that, don't we? I mean, I've seen him do amazing things for this Jets team. And I look back to his rookie season. I wonder what he would look like right now had he not suffered that ACL injury against the Broncos. Man, he was well on his way to probably having his best career year, and well on his way to Offensive Rookie of the Year. It ends up going to Garrett, so it's not a total loss. But, man, I can't help but think what Breece Hall would look like right now had he not suffered that injury. You guys let me know down in the comments below. So for Breece Hall, his career high in total yards is 1,585. Do you think he's going to break that this upcoming season? Get down in the comments. Give me a Y for yes. I'll be typing my Ys. Or give me an N for no. While you're doing that, I'll tell you about today's sponsor. Those are our friends over at Prize Picks. Today's show made possible by Prize Picks. It's time to cash in with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the best place to win cash while you're watching your sports. The app is super easy to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats, then you lock in your lineup. They got a new social feeds feature. Share Prize Picks with your buddies. Copy lineups with just a single click. Make sure to follow me on there. I'm at Mike Geraputo. You can get picks like these before they're even posted on the show. This is a season-long one that we have going. $10 to win 60. Got the more on Garrett, the more on Ashton Genty, and the more on Colston Loveland. Prize Picks, they now also have early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have that option to cash out those winnings before the game even ends. New user offer is a brand new offer. Play your first $5 to get $150 in lineups. If you win, just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right, PrizePicks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to join, lock in, and win that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win that first $5 lineup. Thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. Okay, now we had this out of camp yesterday. The Jets, they did release their unofficial depth chart, their first one of this 2026 season, and there were a few of them that were still kind of left up to our interpretation. And the first one, that being the cornerback 2 battle between Nahshon Wright and AZ Thomas. They listed both of those guys as if they're still competing for that job, and I think they very much are still competing for that job. Antoine Staley, who does a really good job covering the team for the New York Daily News, he did predict that AZ Thomas will be the one that wins this job for the Jets. But I kind of start to think about the money that the Jets spent on Nahshon Wright. Not that they gave him a boatload of money, they only gave him 1 year and $5 million, but I feel like you make that investment into a guy to be an immediate help to your defense. And on a defense that had 0, I don't think I need to remind you, Jets defense had 0 picks last year. Nahshon Wright comes in with a career-high 5 last year for the Chicago Bears. That defense led the NFL in takeaways. So for me, I think my final prediction probably will be Nahshon Wright is the guy that's going to win this job for the Jets. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. Who do you think ends up winning this cornerback 2 job? Who is lining up against the Calvin Ridleys, against the Wan'Dale Robinsons in week 1 of the 2026 season? Will it be Nahshon Wright? Give me an NW. Will it be AZ Thomas? Give me an AZ. I'm going to go Nahshon Wright just based off the fact that we gave him that 1-year deal for $5 million. Okay. Next one here got a little bit more complicated and honestly a little bit more ridiculous in my mind, because I think there's a clear answer to this one in terms of the strong safety position. Who's going to be playing next to Minkah Fitzpatrick as that other safety? It's between Dane Belton, Malachi Moore now going into his second year, and Andre Cisco, who just re-signed with the Jets. And for me, it's kind of pretty obvious, right? Dane Belton has been far and away the most impressive safety at Jets camp, let's say outside of Minkah Fitzpatrick. But if it's just those 3 guys fighting for that job, again, the Jets, they spent money on Dane Belton this offseason, the 1-year, $4.5 million deal. I think it's going to be Dane Belton, and probably Connor Hughes of SNY would agree with me. He said Dane Belton having a great summer so far, fighting for that starting spot, obviously, aside Minkah Fitzpatrick. Looks like he should be the one that gets it. And I do think that it will end up being Dane Belton for the Jets in week 1. I like Moore as a player. I don't love Andre Cisco. I'm going to be honest. I would have been totally fine if we had just kind of ignored him in free agency. He was never really that great of a player for the Jets when he signed. I know he dealt with that injury, but not really the biggest Andre Cisco guy right here on this show. But let me know down in the comments below, who do you think wins this job for the Jets, this strong safety job? Give me a DB for Dane Belton. That's what I'll be typing. Give me an MM for Malachi Moore, and give me an AC for Andre Cisco. All right, our last one here to round out the show. We've talked plenty about that QB2 job. Klubnik, by the way, listed as that QB2. We're going to save that for another show. I know I talk about that a hell of a lot here on the show. So our last job here, kicking job, Jason Sanders versus Cade York. And this was last week from Optimistic Jets, just how this battle has been going so far for the Jets. Didn't really see a lot today out of the kickers. Haven't seen a lot this week and over Saturday's practice. So pretty even so far, right? Jason Sanders, 26 of 31. Cade York, 25 of 29. I guess York has been slightly better, but I'm probably just going to stick to my own prediction here. I mean, I do think it's going to be Jason Sanders that wins this job for the Jets, just based off the body of work that he's put in so far as an NFL kicker. And with Cade York, I mean, career, he's about 72% as a kicker, so that is beyond awful. If you want to talk about a career-long kicking percentage, that's not very good. If Cade York can totally turn his career around this summer, so be it. May the best man win. But I think if I had to make a prediction today, give me Jason Sanders. If you had to make a prediction today, who would it be? Let me know down in the comments below. Will it be Jason Sanders? Give me a JS. Will it be Cade York? Give me a CY. Is that'll about do it for today's show? I want to thank you guys for watching our second video of the day. We've been trying our very, very best to do 2 videos a day for you here on the channel. Friday, big important announcement. Friday, Jets Bucks preseason week 1. Myself, my producer Ryan, we will be live reacting to that game. I'll be down in the comments as I always am, responding to you guys live this time. So Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, get your butts in seats for that. I want to thank you guys for watching today's show. And as always, JETS, 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 Jets.